Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of writing systems of equations. This is standard A.2I in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 4 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we have a system of linear equations here, and we need to find the best system that represents these two lines. And so let's just use the graph and the information we have on this graph to find, and let's start with this first line right here. So I'm going to kind of draw this one as red. All right, and so it is not proportional because it's not going through the origin. So I need this form, y equals mx plus b. It looks like all of our answer selections are going to be in that slope-intercept form rather than standard form. First thing we should notice, look at that right there. It has a y-intercept that's clearly identified. Okay, so that's going to be 2, because it crosses the y-axis at 2. I do need two different points, and so I'm going to use that one right there, right? 0, 2. It looks like it crosses the x-intercept at 2, 0. All right, so I'm going to make this my x sub 1 and my y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. I always label them because if you invert them somehow, you're gonna get messed up. So remember, our slope is gonna be the change in y. So that's gonna be our change in y over our change in x. All right, so my y sub 2 is 2 minus my y sub 1 is 0. And then my x sub 2 is 0. And then my x sub 2 is going to be negative 2. I think that negative got lost. It's right there. So we've got 2 minus 0 over 0 minus negative 2. So that's just really 2 over positive 2, which is going to equal 1, which makes sense. It goes up. So I'm just going to leave it as my m is 1. I don't really need that. I'm just going to call it y equals x plus 2. All right, that was the easy one. This next one doesn't have a clear y-intercept, so we're going to need to find 2 points, and then we're going to have to substitute one of these points back in. Y equals mx plus b. You see, there's no y-intercept visible, so let's find the slope first, right? So our m is going to be the change in y over change in x. I'm looking for some points that look like they are clean. So this looks good. 5, negative 3, and then we've got a 6, negative 7. All right, so x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. And so that's going to be negative 7 minus negative 3 over 6 minus 5. That's nice. It gives us a nice unit fraction right there. So that's going to be negative 4 plus, or negative 7 plus 3 gets us that negative 4. So m equals negative 4, which makes sense because it is a decreasing slope. Okay, so y equals negative 4 x. Now to find that slope, we've figured that out with the change in y over change in x. To find the y-intercept, we need to plug one of these points back in. So let's just plug in this 6, negative 7. So I'm going to say negative 7 equals negative 4, and my x is 6, plus b. Let's simplify and solve for b. So negative 7 is going to equal negative 24 plus b. Add 24 to both sides using the properties of equality. That's going to end up being 17. All right, that makes sense visually because we knew it's going to go up way up here. So is that 17? Well, that's what it says. So here are my two different equations. Negative 4x plus 17, x plus 2. Now we just need to find them. And it looks like I've got it right here on A. Let's just verify that if we keep going down. X plus 2, nope, that's a plus 15, so B is incorrect. And then I've got my C, has got it in standard form, but that's going to invert it. And D is also in standard form, that's going to invert it. All right, so my answer here is going to be A.